Hello friends. The most widely used is a 2.5-liter turbo diesel, 136 to 145 and 170 to 175 horsepower. This is the same unit that was installed in the first generation Kia Sorento. Separate modifications were equipped with a 2.5-liter turbo diesel with a return of 101 to 116 horsepower. In the line of power units, there is also a gasoline aspirated with a capacity of 2.4 liters, developing 174 horsepower. In the secondary market, cars with such an engine are rare. All motors have a timing chain drive. Until 2012, diesel engines used the Bosch fuel system, and after, Delphi. Turbo diesel at high mileage sometimes surprises. For example, after 200,000 kilometers, one of the timing chains can stretch. There are 3 in total. In advanced cases, the stretched chain may break. When updating chains, pay attention to the balance shaft. Over time, it breaks the seat in the block. If the wear is small, then you can change the sleeve. If time is lost, then the block will have to be replaced. Some mechanics simply remove the shaft. In the segment of 150 to 250,000 kilometers, the turbine often fails. Fuel injectors serve about the same amount. Copper sealing rings of the nozzles are given much earlier. Certain difficulties may arise when replacing glow plugs. They stick. Before removing them, it is better to soak them, otherwise the candle may break off. Getting a chip is much more difficult. In some cases, even the removal of the cylinder head is required. Often, the plastic valve cover cracks. After 150 to 200,000 kilometers, it is the turn of the intercooler. Sometimes, owners of the diesel Hyundai H-1 have to deal with an overhaul of the engine after about 200 to 300,000 kilometers. The oil receiver mesh is clogged with sludge, which is formed when using low-quality oil, long oil change intervals, or due to untimely renewal of leaky copper rings under the nozzles. As a result, the motor lacks lubrication. Because of this, in addition to the turbine, the crankshaft liners and camshaft beds wear out. In a running case, you will have to put in a new short block. The longevity of the turbo diesel depends entirely on the owner. In caring hands, the need for capital does not arise so early. Usually, the 6, only for the 2.5-liter and 116 horsepower after restyling, and 5-speed manual gearboxes were offered. Optionally, a 5-speed automatic could be ordered. Petrol versions were combined with a 4-speed automatic transmission. In November of 2013, all-wheel drive versions appeared, not officially delivered. In the transmission, the crosses and the outboard bearing of the driveshaft most often attract attention, somewhere after 150 to 200,000 kilometers. Due to the vibration of a faulty universal joint, the oil seal of the gearbox shank or rear gearbox may wear out and leak. The 5-speed automatic is a real long liver. Under the Korean nomenclature, A5 SR2 hides the unkillable Japanese Jatco JR507E. With regular oil updates every 50 to 60,000 kilometers, the automatic transmission easily overcomes the milestone of 300,000 kilometers. After that, the torque converter, clutches, gaskets, and seals wear out. Unfortunately, solenoids may give up a little earlier. There are also interruptions in the operation of the box caused by oxidation of the contacts on the control board, or due to damage to the wiring or connector. The manual transmission is no problem. The clutch serves more than 200 to 300,000 kilometers. The front suspension is independent, McPherson type, and the rear dependent spring for passenger cars or spring for trucks. The silent blocks of the front levers and ball bearings often require replacement after 100 to 150,000 kilometers. A little later, the front wheel bearings may hum. The front springs break down every now and then after 100 to 200,000 kilometers. In the same period, the front shock absorbers are also surrendered. In the rear suspension, only shock absorbers and sagging springs have to be updated. After 100 to 150,000 kilometers, the steering rack may leak or knock. Hyundais imported from South Korea do not have additional anti-corrosion protection, which causes concern among owners. Fortunately, body iron is not prone to corrosion. Red spots after 3 to 5 years can only be found on the back door, under the glazing. But the pipes under the bottom corrode actively. They may need to be replaced after 3 to 5 years. For ease of boarding and loading, 2 practical sliding side doors are provided. After 150 to 200,000 kilometers, the rollers wear out. A knock appears on the bumps. If you know of other model malfunctions, be sure to write about it.